Hello, everybody. This is Young Family Taiji long form section 1. I'm substituting for Didi, who is off on a marvelous European vacation. And she is currently taking the push hands with Master Yang in Paris. So that's pretty exciting. Let me put you guys on gallery so that I can see you. Okay. So let's start at the beginning, and I'm going to turn around. So I'm doing it in the same direction as you, and this will be like a little warm up for us. Okay. And then our new move today is going to be left brush knee. Okay, so I'm going to turn around and feet shoulder width apart, head up, hips down, hands by your side. Relax. Prepare. Opening, rotate your arms, raise them up to shoulder level, press down almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left, shift left, turn right, all the weight on the right, step and close, separate and shift weight. Right ward off, shift right, turn the left foot to the corner, pull with the left, ward off with the right, pull in the right foot, step and close, separate and shift weight. Roll back, turn to the corner as you rotate your arms. Shift weight back as you turn to the other corner. Press, pull in the right, attach the left, expand forward. Push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands, come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest, and push to shoulder level. Single whip, shift back as you flatten your hands. Pull and turn all the way around. Press down, release the left foot, ward off with the left, hook hand with the right. Standing ward off, step, deflect, strike. Raise hands and step forward. Shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, push off the ball of your right foot as you rotate your arms, root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Rotate your hands, pull down, shift your weight back, circle your arms, step and close, turn, step and open your wings. How did that feel? So are there any parts of that that you would like to work on first? Yes, no? Okay. The next move is left brush knee. And I think that once you know it, it's kind of a favorite move for a lot of people. The trick is to coordinate your upper and lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a 4 count. And then at each count, I want to teach you where your hands and feet have to be at that count. I want you to do it smoothly in the end, but it's very hard to coordinate if you don't know what hand is where when the foot is there, you know? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show it to you in 3 directions so that you can get kind of a round view. And then I'm going to break it down and do the counts and so on. Okay? So this is what it looks like in the direction that you would be doing it. So if you are at white crane what it's going to look like is this. And if I'm a white crane here, and here, okay? So essentially, you're doing two deflect type movements before you strike your opponent. Okay, so if I'm doing a 4 count and I'm looking at my feet first, what I'm doing with my feet is I'm going from an empty stance to a bow stance. So if I'm doing it the way you would, I'm going to do it the way you would do it, and then I'm going to do it toward you. Okay. So if you were doing it, what you have is you're 30% in weight in the front in a ball touch. Okay. So 1, you're going to prepare your hands so your feet don't move. 2, you're going to step out. And so when I say step, it just means contact. Your heel touches. 3, you flatten your foot. And 4, you shift weight. So you're 60% in the front. Okay. So I'll do it this way to show you. You were at a ball touch, empty stance. 1, you're not doing anything because your hands are preparing. Okay. 2, you step. 3, you flatten your foot. And 4, you shift weight so you have 60 in the front and 40 in the back. Okay? Now, and that's pretty simple because you already know how to do a bow stance, right? So the hands, you have your, let's look at the right hand first because it has the biggest movement. Okay, so when I'm doing it in the direction I would be doing it, I'm coming from white crane. So my hand is above my head up here. So in order to prepare for this move, 1 is going to be turning my hand. So it's as if my palm were a mirror and I'm looking at it, right? 2 is I'm going to swing to the corner. So my palm is now facing the corner. 3, I'm going to bring my hand to my shoulder. And 4, I'm going to strike. So if I do it facing you, it's going to look like this. I was up here, right? I'm going to turn my hands so my palm is facing me. Then I'm going to swing so that the palm is facing the corner. Then 3, I'm going to bring it back so it's in front of my shoulder. And then I'm going to strike. Okay. So any questions on that one? Yes.
Okay, so I'm assuming that since we don't want to leave this part of our body open to an attacker, that when we swing our arm back, we still have an angle here. We're not like way back here.
We do not have an angle. Okay, think of it this way. Remember this exercise that you guys did here? Okay, this is what this is. Now, I am preserving this round shape, right? How do I get to the corner if I preserve my round shape? I turn my waist. If I turn my waist, I can get to the corner. So if I'm doing it this way so that you can see more clearly, if I'm here and I turn. If I just go like this, I'm only to the side. But if I turn my waist, I get to the corner, right? So that's why you have to turn your waist. You preserve this round shape by turning. So you're here, you turn your hand and you swing. Can you see my upper body is swinging? I'm turning. You can watch my belt buckle. Okay, so, well, I guess that's not a good thing because actually I'm turning above my belt buckle. Okay, I'm only turning my waist. My feet stay the same. So I'm here. I turn my hand, then swing. Okay, here, hand above your head, turn so your palm is facing you. Then swing. And you want the palm facing the corner. Okay.
So have your hips, thank you for that. That is perfect, what I needed to hear. Now, as far as the hips and waist go on that, when you're doing your arm
The
back?
waist moves, but your hips don't really move much.
Okay, but they move slightly, like it looks like when you're done.
Yeah, very slightly. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And your gaze follows this hand. This is the dominant hand for this section. So when you're here, you're looking this way. You turn. Think of looking at your hand and following it out to the corner. Okay.
Thank you. That clarifies it well.
All right. So then if there aren't any questions on that one, let's look at the other hand. I want you to think of this big swing as making an arc with the center at your shoulder. Can you see that? You're making an arc, but the center of that arc is your shoulder. Your other hand is also going to make an arc, but the center of that arc is your elbow. So if I were doing it in the direction in which you would be doing it, this is what it looks like. So if I were to face you, what happens is that looking at this hand, I was down here. Remember at the end of white crane, this hand is down here. The one, I'm going to turn it so that the palm faces that way. Then I'm going to make an arc, press down. So can you see that the primary movement is a much smaller arc that's kind of centered on my elbow? Can you see that? You start it here, you turn your hand, and then press down. So just to show you how both hands look together, if I'm here and I turn my hands, big arc on the right, small arc on the left. Can you see that? So you were here, here, and here. You turn your hands. That's one. Two, you're going to, if you put in your feet, swing, step. At the end of each hand's arc, you're going to step out and your heel goes into bow stance. Okay? So start at white crane. I'm going to do it the same direction as you. Okay? White crane. Then you're going to turn your hands. Left hand faces the side. Right hand faces you. Then you're going to swing, step. And if I were to do it facing you, I'm starting here, ball touch, empty stance, turning my hands, swing, step. Okay. So make sure that you make complete arcs. Okay. When you're swinging, I want you, let's see, this way. I want you to make sure that you get all the way to the end. I don't want you to have any, I want your swing to be free. Okay. I don't want you to close your armpit and make this kind of, half-baked swing. Okay. So I want you to swing. Think of it this way. This is a kind of deflect that's used if somebody tries to kick you. You're going to deflect. Okay. So make sure that it's wide enough, big enough. Okay. And this one is for deflecting somebody if they're coming toward you. Essentially, what you're going to end up doing, if you look at the complete movement of the left hand, is you turn, you're going to press down and deflect away. That's the next part of it. Okay. So you should make your moves big enough so that you can sweep people away from you. Okay. So let's just do the part up to the swing step, and then we'll go to the next part. Okay. Because the swing step it takes a little coordination. Okay. Do you prefer I do it toward you or in the direction that you would normally do it? Do you care? You want it facing this way. Okay, this is the way you would do it if you were doing it. Okay, you are at empty stance, left foot forward, hand above your head, left hand in front of your hips, palm facing down. 1, you're going to turn. This palm faces that way, this palm faces you. Then you're going to swing, step. Okay, and you're looking at this hand that's at the corner. So the trick is to get both arcs to end at the same time. Okay. So very often people think only of this hand because the movement is big. Don't forget this hand, because when you turn your hands, when you turn this one has to turn facing this way. Yes. So turn here, this one turns facing this way, so that when this one comes up, it presses down. Okay, this one comes up and presses down. So you're here, turn your hands, swing, step. So the end of the position is you start here, you turn your hands, and when you finish the arcs, what happens is this hand is facing the corner, the palm is facing the corner. This one, the palm is down, pressing down when you step. Okay? So let's try it one more time. Okay, I'll do it in the direction you would be doing it. Okay, you're at white crane. You turn your hands, 1, 2, swing, step. And you're looking back at your hand. How do you feel about that? Okay, get you're here, turn, swing, step. turn, swing, step. So if I'm doing it toward you, you can see that when I'm doing my right hand, I am basically swinging pretty much directly to the corner. I don't come out any, it's down and up, just down and up. Okay. And this one, when I'm here, I'll do it this way. I turn and down. So I was here, I turn it, and then come down. Okay? So the reason I'm emphasizing this is people cheat. And they go and I'm supposed to be here, so I don't make my arc. You need to deflect somebody. So you do have to make that arc. Okay? Are there any questions on that part? It takes a little practice, right? Okay. So the next parts have to do with, I guess what usually when I call it brush. But the next step 3, what are you doing at step 3? You've already stepped out, okay? Your heel is on the ground. So the next step at 3 is, I want you to put your foot down. Just flatten your foot, okay? While you're flattening your foot, you were here, right? I want you to pull your right hand to your shoulder while you're sweeping across. Okay, so 3 is going to be, if I'm facing this way, I've done this. 3 is this. Okay, it's pretty direct. I don't want you to come down here and then come up. I want you to come straight to your shoulder. What are you doing here? You're cocking to get ready to strike. So when you strike straight from your shoulder. Okay, if I'm facing you, it's pretty straight, right? Straight from the shoulder. The left hand is clearing the way for the strike. So that's why when you're doing it, turn, swing, step, the left hand is clearing the way. Okay, so it's like wiping off the table, clearing the way. And then 4 is strike. So you're going to bend your knee and put that 60% into the front leg as you strike. Okay. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll show it to you in the direction you would be doing it. You're at white crane, left foot forward, ball touch. Okay. 1, position your hands. 2, swing, step. 3, right hand to the shoulder, left hand is wiping off the table as you flatten your foot. Then 4, strike as you shift weight. One of the problems sometimes is people get over enthusiastic. So what happens is you're like this, and this is good, swing, step, and you come to the shoulder, and then when you strike, your shoulders go all the way there. I want your shoulders to end up straight, okay? Don't, really move too much over. Okay, you're striking straight from your shoulder. And think about your striking surface. Okay, when you strike, what you're hitting with is this part of your palm. Okay, it's like the bottom part of your palm. That's the part that's striking. So I'm telling you this partly because there are people who don't have their palms upright enough. So if your palm is kind of like this, your finger is going to get in the way of your strike if you're trying to hit from here, okay? So make sure that this part is exposed when you're striking, okay? Fingers up, okay? So basically, let's do one hand at a time. I'll do a count and one hand at a time. And then we'll put it together, okay? So the right hand, I'm going to do it in this direction so you can see better. So the right hand, 1, turn, 2, swing, 3, hand to the shoulder. When I put my hand to the shoulder, I am turning to go straight now. Right now, I had to turn in order to get this hand to the corner. When I come to the shoulder, I turn back to that way. And then 4, I strike. Okay, so it's 1. So I'm here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then the other hand, I'm going to do facing you because you can see better, is you're going to have your hand started here, then you're going to turn 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, your hand starts and ends at the same spot. Okay, for the left hand, you start and end at the same spot. Basically, you're going to deflect out and come back here while your other hand is striking. Any questions?
Is there any chance that you could do each hand together with the feet?
Yes. Okay. So I'm going to do the right hand together with the feet facing this way so you can see the swing. Okay. So if I am empty stance, toe touch, I've got 30% in the front foot. And I'm here. Right hand. Turn. Feet don't move. Swing. Step. Hand comes to the shoulder. Flatten the foot. And as I strike, transfer weight. 60% goes to the front. Okay? And I have that shape from the nape of my neck to the heel. I have that kind of diagonal line. That's what you want. But don't go so far that you can't see your toes, okay? So don't go over here. You know, you should see your toes when you get to the 60% mark. Okay? Any questions on the right hand?
Yes, that was a really good suggestion. Thank you. I don't know your name, the other student, but to do them together.
Yes.
So one more time about the time during the swing when the foot leaves the ground and when it touches down, what position is the arm in when that is happening? Again.
Okay. So when you're here, you're in empty stance, one line to your side. When you turn your hand, no movement with the feet yet. When you start swinging, you basically shift your weight back to the right foot so that you can step. Okay, this is a relatively long step. So almost always when you have a long step, you have to stack first and then step. So when you're here, as you're swinging, okay, here, turn, swing, step. Okay, because you started with 30% in the front, you have to move your weight back to release that left foot so that you can step. Okay, so that's why when you're here, you turn, you swing, step. And then when your hand comes to the shoulder, you flatten your foot. Then as you strike, bend knee. Okay, so you can feel your energy coming from the heel of your right foot as you strike, right? Yes.
Thank you. That was exactly what I needed to see.
Well, so the continuation then is, let's look at the left hand. Okay, so the left hand, just doing the left hand with the feet. I'm going to do it facing you because you'll see it better. Okay, I'm at empty stance, ball touch, right? I started here. I turn my hand so that the palm faces that way. 2, swing, step. Kind of a tiny little swing. Then flatten the foot. Hand comes out. Your brush, you're wiping off the table. Then when your right hand is striking, you bend knee and the hand comes back to the original position. Okay, so think about, if you look at the whole move without the jerkiness, okay? So if I do essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, you see what I'm saying? So I want your coordination to look like I'm starting here, I'm turning my hands, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that help? No. So your empty stance, you started down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically, while your right hand is swinging, your left hand is pressing down. Okay, it's pressing down, connecting with someone, pushing them away, and then coming back down. So it's not in the way of your striking. Okay, you're gonna get rid of them and strike. So traditionally, that's the other place where people cheat, where not, and it's always in the left hand. So what they do is, instead of giving me a full arc, they kind of go like here. So don't do that. And they don't do a full sweep. Sweep off the table and then come down. Okay? So if we put it together, I'm going to do it toward you. 1, turn hands. 2, swing, step. 3, brush. 4, strike. So basically, when you are here, your hand stays pretty much at the same level as it's brushing away. And then it's kind of like at an angle. Once you get here, you angle down so that you're in front of your hip. Okay, so you're basically, once you're here, you're making a big arc back to your original position. Okay, so I'm going to do it in the same direction as you, which is here. 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step. You're looking at your right hand. 3, flatten your hand. Brush, hand to your shoulder. And 4, bend knee and strike at the same time. Are there any questions on that one?
Can you do that just one more time, facing that same direction?
I'll do it a couple more times facing this way. Okay, because I actually like doing the same direction as you, because it's easier for you to watch me while you do it. Okay, so empty stance, ball touch, right hand over your head, left hand in front of your thigh. Okay, 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step. 3, brush, hand to the shoulder, flatten the foot, strike, and shift weight. So remember, when you have a bow stance, except for there are 3 moves where you have where you're vertical, and you already know 2 of them. You should have, when you're striking, you should have an angle from from the bottom, from the nape of your neck to your foot. So don't be too upright, okay? Because your energy comes also from that angle. So think about your energy coming from your feet, through your spine, out your hand. So when you, let me do it one more time here. So you turn your hands, swing. As you swing, your weight is going to the right, but you are not leaning backwards. Okay, don't lean backwards. You never lean backwards. Okay, even when you're moving backwards, you don't lean backwards. Okay, so when you turn your hands, as you're swinging, you're releasing this foot so that you can step, brush, strike. One more time. Ball touch, empty stance. 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step. 3, brush, hand comes to the shoulder. 4, strike, and the left hand returns in front of the thigh. So some of you are too upright. If I do it this way, can you see that I'm at an angle? I am not here. I am here. Okay, can you see the difference? Not here, here. If you think of the energy coming from your heel, it's easier to automatically go at an angle. Okay, so here, come here, and strike. You form that angle when you shift your weight. Okay, that's how you get that angle, is you shift your weight and you go forward. So let me do it toward you, okay? So when I'm here at White Crane, I turn my hands. Then that's 1, 2, swing, step. 3, brush. 4, strike. It looks choppy when I count it, but otherwise it's hard to get your hands and feet at the same spot or the spots where they should be. Okay, so if I do it again, I'm at White Crane. I turn my hands. I swing, step, brush, strike. Yes. So you have to make sure at the end of White Crane, your hand is over your head, even though your shoulder isn't up. Your hand is over your head because you're blocking somebody. Then you turn your hands, you swing, step, brush, strike. You look great. Okay, let's do it a couple more times because it's a coordination thing. Okay, I'm going to do it in your direction. Okay, so here. 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step, brush, strike. Okay, again. At the end of White Crane, hand over your head, ball touch empty stance. 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step, brush, strike. If we did it a little faster, maybe it's easier. Okay, let's give that a try. You're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's good to try doing things at different speeds because very often a lot of people feel that the energy is more obvious when you do it faster. So try it at different speeds. When you're learning it, it's better to go slowly just to make sure that your hands and feet are in the right spot. But once you get that, you should try to smooth it out, regardless of the speed. It should be much smoother. So you want to make sure that everything keeps moving until the very end. This is the end of the move, and that's where the stop should be. There should be no stops until that point. And that's why Tai Chi is circular. So if every time you move someplace and you had you didn't make a circle to get there, then you would stop. But by keeping things circular, you don't have to stop. Okay, stops only at the end of the move. So we're here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. So one more time with the left hand, okay? If we're doing the footwork with the left hand, here, you're here. So 1, turn your left hand. 2, swing, step, brush, strike. So when you smooth things out, once you step, that is, put your heel down, you are continuously moving forward. So here's what it looks like. You turn your hands. I only tell you to have your hand out when you flatten your foot, because I want to make sure that you get that full brush across. So here, turn, swing, step, brush, strike. So you see that when I was here and I moved my left foot out, I keep going. Okay. So make sure you're continuously moving your weight forward. Are there any questions? No? Practice, right? Okay. So what I'd like to do is do it 2 more times, and then we'll do it once from the beginning. Okay? And that way you get everything together. So you are at white crane. 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step, brush, strike. One more time. Empty stance. 1, turn your hands. 2, swing, step, brush, strike. So actually, let's do one where we back up and do it from raise hands. Okay, so let's do it from single whip. Okay, so if you're at single whip, I'm going the same direction as you. Okay, raise hands, shift weight right, turn the left foot to the corner, open the hand, push off the ball of the right foot, root the right heel, and close. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands, pull down, all the weight goes to the back. Circle your arms, step and close, turn, step and separate. Left brush knee, turn your hands, swing, step, brush, strike. Did that help in terms of getting more continuity? Okay. So do you want to do it from the beginning and then we'll close class? Okay? So I'm going to turn around, same direction as you. Head up, hips down, hands by your side. Relax. Prepare. Opening. Rotate your arms, palms facing back. Come up to shoulder level and press down almost to the bottom. Grasp the bird's tail, ward off left. Shift left, turn right. All the weight is on the right. Step and close. Shift and separate. Ward off right. Shift right. Turn the left toe to the corner. Pull with the left, ward off, down with the right. Pull in the right foot. Step and close. Separate and shift weight. Roll back. Rotate your arms as you turn to the corner. Shift weight back as you turn to the other corner. Press, pull in the right, attach the left, expand forward. Make sure your right elbow is over your right knee. Push, square up your shoulders, flatten your hands. Come back over a ball, hands in front of your chest. Push to shoulder level. Single lift. Shift your weight back as you flatten your hands. Pull and turn as you move your right foot to the corner. Press down, release the left foot. Ward off with the left, hook hand with the right. Standing ward off. Step, deflect, strike. Raise hands and step forward. Shift right, turn the left toe to the corner, release the hook hand, push off the ball of the right foot as you circle, root the right heel and close. White crane spreads its wings. Turn your hands so the palms face each other. Pull down, the weight goes to the back. Circle your arms, step and close. Turn, step and open. Left brush knee. Turn your hands. Swing, step, brush, strike. How did that feel? Good? Hopefully. Practice, right? And you'll get all your hands and your feet and everything going together. Are there any questions?
I wonder if you have a solution. I keep finding myself with my weight too far over to the left in a bow stance, or so that my weight's not in the middle between my two legs, but my knee is like, instead of
Your
over.
knee should be in the same direction as your toe.
So how do I get it there?
Okay, so in this case, you are at an empty stance with a ball touch. What you're going to do is, your empty stance with a ball touch means that you're 30% in front here. You see that? 30% in front. Okay, I'm not back here. I'm 30% in front. Okay, I do have a slant. Okay, what's the difference between my slant with the empty stance versus the bow stance? When I'm at a bow stance, can you see my slant comes from the heel all the way up here? I have 60% in the front. When I have an empty stance, I have less weight in the front. I'm one line, two sides. So my slant comes from my hip instead of all the way from my toe, from my heel. When you're looking at the stance, and you see this versus this, the slant from the hip up is about the same. It's just the leg, and the leg determines the weight on the forward foot. Okay? So when you're stepping out, you're going to release that 30% so that all your weight is on the back so that you can step out. Okay? Then heel ball toe, then knee. I think that what sometimes people don't realize, you do have to have the weight on the back so that you can release the front foot to step out. And I think part of your problem is that so if I'm doing it toward you, when I step out, I'm going forward. And my torso is centered between my feet. Can you see that here? When I release and step out, my torso is centered between my feet. So what happens is you move your torso too far to the left when you're trying to do this. And that's why you don't. So if you try to do it in the mirror or video yourself, and you'll see, where is this line from my head down? Okay. Is it moving between my feet? Because your weight would be at the left if you were here. Can you see the difference? Instead of being here, you're here. And that's why you don't feel like you're centered, because you're not. You're here instead of here. Try it.
Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just not quite sure how to get it in the middle, but I keep, yeah.
You know, what happens usually is that people are very dependent on their vision in positioning their bodies. You know, think about if you're standing on one leg, trying to do it with your eyes closed versus with your eyes open. It's much, much more difficult. So when you're trying to position your body, look, try to do it in front of a mirror or video or something, so that when you're here and you step out, your body is between your feet. So it's very important in Tai Chi to keep your body centered, not only between your feet in this way, but also in this dimension, forward and back. Because if you pitch too far forward, you will not have maximal balance. That's why you want your knee not to be beyond your toe, because if it's beyond your toe, you're pitching forward. And the worst part is if you're pitching backward, because if you pitch backwards, someone's going to push you over. Okay. And it's not, you know, you think, well, why would I do that? Well, what happens is that, for example, when you're doing push, okay, sometimes people, instead of coming here, they go here, and then you get into trouble. So don't do that. Okay.
Thank you.
So, okay. So it just takes practice. Are there any other questions? No? Well, practice, practice. You're going to have me one more time, I think, next time. And then Dee Dee will be back. And you'll have her, and she's much more graphic than I am. everybody has their own thing, right? So thank you very much for coming to class. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Today's class was really good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, will we have access to this recording so we can practice?
Yes, I am going to have Mike put it up.
Okay.
So then you can use it to practice. I
Okay.
tried to do it in a few directions to help you visualize better, but hopefully you can tell me next time what you would like better, because I need the feedback.
Now,
Okay.
this was very good today and easy to follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. Well,
Thank
have
you
a good
very
week.
much.
Thank you.
See you
Bye.
next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.